Hi, I'm Jenny from broken-better.com, here with another nourishment lesson. This one is a follow-up to my easy fermenting guide, but you don't need to watch that one first, it's no big deal. So today I'm going to be fermenting carrots and garlic. So how I make it easy is by buying baby carrots, because there is no peeling or cutting involved. And I also buy readily peeled garlic. You will also need a colander or something else to wash and drain these two things in. You need wide mouth glass jars. And I use the easy fermented lids from Nurse Essentials, but that's not necessary. And then you need sea salt and filtered water. Or if your water is like well sprung or really clean water, you don't need the filtered water. This sea salt is superior to all other sea salts. It's the Celtic sea salt, and it has trace minerals in it. So fermented foods are already good for you, but this sea salt also adds some trace minerals to the fermented vegetables, not just the salt. So I highly recommend investing in this salt. I really think it tastes different too. It tastes really, really good. Now, of course, you don't have to buy the prepackaged garlic or carrots. You can sit there and peel your garlic and your carrots. I have never done that for the garlic. I've always bought it pre-peeled, but I do a lot of times buy the rainbow variety of carrots from Trader Joe's, and I'll, peel those and cut them to size. But basically what you do is after that, you'll rinse your vegetables, and you're never going to put your vegetables all the way to the top here. You need to leave a little bit of room for the fermenting to happen, and then even this one didn't even get filled up all the way, and that's okay too. With these lids, you don't need weights or anything like that. So the next step after you rinsed and filled up your jars is to pour in your salt water. So what I actually did is I took 2 cups of filtered water and 2 tablespoons of sea salt, since I'm doing 2 different jars of vegetables today, and I brought them to a boil, and then I've let it cool until it's at room temperature. And then what I'm going to do is just simply pour the salt water between the 2 jars. And a lot of times with the sea salt, the minerals settle at the bottom, so I make sure to really try to get that in both of my jars. So I do it evenly, and if you notice, it didn't fill them up, so that's what the extra filtered water is for. Just going to add it till it's got them all covered. And see, they're floating to the top, but with these lids, it's not a problem. So they'll be fine. With the garlic, I have my number on my lid set for a week from today, but they might not be ready. They're pretty pungent. Also, I'll warn you that as they start to ferment and the gases are released, your house will smell like garlic. I personally don't mind it, but my husband was having a hard time with it. Last time I did this, this is the 3rd time I've done garlic. And this, like I said, takes about a week. You may want to let it ferment longer. Then once you transfer it to the refrigerator, you can let it sit a while. And you can also twice ferment these garlic. So you can always take a few out and put them in with your carrots, which I've done here. There's a few garlic at the bottom, or with some other vegetables to give them that yummy garlic flavor. So that's, always an option. The garlic just is so delicious. But what I do with these is I leave them in the fridge. They can last, like I said, a few months. And I'll just pull out 1 or 2 for when I'm cooking. So it saves me time in my regular cooking process because they're already peeled and they're already kind of part way broken down. So if I want to leave them raw, I can, or I can cook them. It's just kind of an easier way to deal with garlic, and the juice of this is delicious. So I don't throw it away. I use it in salad dressings. I pour it over pasta with a little olive oil just to give it a yummy flavor. There's all kinds of things you can do with it, so definitely don't waste the garlic juice. Okay, and then with our carrots, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna pour water till about the top there and put on our lid. The carrots take between 5 and 7 days, depending on how warm it is. That's just kind of a go-to. This is very kid-friendly. So my children will eat these every day, And it was actually my son will be the one that reminds me, like, oh, we're out of carrots, you need to make more carrots. So it's become kind of a favorite. The fermenting tames the sweetness, so there's sort of like a pickled flavor there, but they're absolutely delicious. And again, don't throw away the juice. It makes a really good salad dressing. Or sometimes what I'll do is after I'm done with the soup is done cooking, I'll pour some of the carrot juice on top and mix it through. Just add some extra saltiness and flavor to it, so it's really, really good. Fermenting foods doesn't have to be hard, as I showed you. The carrots are really good for you. They're an antioxidant, and then you're adding the fermentation process, which is going to give you lots of good probiotics. And then garlic is an actual natural antiviral and antibacterial, which is why people recommend eating garlic when you're sick, especially raw garlic. Well, this tames the rawness of it and then also adds some probiotics for you. So really, to me, I always make sure I have these, especially around flu season, as something that I can just snack on to fight whatever germ is in the air. So I highly recommend just always having the garlic in your fridge, even if you're not a huge garlic fan. A little goes a long way on that. I hope you enjoyed this nourishment lesson, and please subscribe for more so that you can help support me and encourage me to make more videos. I would love to know what you ferment at home, some experiments that you've had that have gone well or maybe not so well. Feel free to leave some questions for me too. Some other ideas for fermenting is mandolin sliced radishes. I love jalapenos. I love the mix of jalapenos, carrots, and onion. That's absolutely delicious. So that's another suggestion for you. And then you want to remember that some things can go wrong with fermenting. And so if you're unsure if whether it looks right, then it probably isn't. Some things that are definite signs that it's not right is mold, or a mushy vegetable. If it's not, it should be crisp after it's done fermenting. So if it's soft, throw it away and start again. I'm giving you what works here at my altitude and in my house, and for how long and the temperature I have and how long that I ferment it. Everybody's going to be a little different. So you may need less salt or more salt, or less fermentating time, especially if it's warm where you live. So you just kind of have to figure it out. You'll get the hang of it, so don't get discouraged. It's definitely a learning curve. I have all these wonderful things, and then every once in a while it just will turn wrong, and I don't know what happened, and then throw it away and start again. It's just a learning process, and it's fun. It's like being a scientist in your own kitchen. That's how I feel. Like I always have something bubbling and brewing, and there's all these kind of sounds and smells coming from my fermenting area. It's always kind of interesting here. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to making more like this. And remember, this is something that's really good for your body. You're putting good probiotics in there and also reaping the benefits of the vegetable that was fermented. And it's also fun. It's something different. It gives you a different sense and a different flavor in your cooking, and just kind of spices things up for you. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you try it, and let me know if you do.